Good morning and welcome to today's edition of TVC Breakfast. My name is Etomaidu and I'm not here alone.
I'm Ibrahim Shita. Thank you so much for joining us on the Friday edition. And I say thank God it's Friday.
Oh yeah.
Happy Friday so much.
You know the funny thing, I keep hearing happy this, happy that. Now we are having happy Monday, happy Tuesdays.
For those that are happy to come back to the office, and some people still feel they still have the Monday blues, like, the weekend was so short, I didn't have enough time after the party. Through the weekend.
Yeah, it happens after a very wild weekend. Well, let's go to the program now. The National Assembly has approved a state of emergency proclamation declared in Rivers State by President Bola Tinubu, invoking its constitutional powers under the 1999 Constitution as amended. National Assembly correspondent TVC News now reports.
But decisive day at the National Assembly as the Senate convened behind closed doors to deliberate on a crucial matter, the proclamation of a state of emergency in Rivers State. The session, held in accordance with Order 135 of the Senate Standing Rules, followed the official receipt of a presidential letter detailing the emergency declaration. After extensive deliberations in an executive session, the Senate emerged with a firm resolution.
The Senate invokes the powers conferred on it by Section 305, subsection 2 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, and approve the proclamation of state of emergency declared by Mr. President in Rivers State of Nigeria.
The Senate invoked Section 305, subsection 2 of the 1999 Constitution and unanimously approved the state of emergency and outlined key resolutions, including a joint ad hoc committee of both chambers of the National Assembly to oversee the administration of Rivers State, a mandate empowering President Tinubu to review or terminate the emergency rule at any time but not exceeding 6 months, the formation of a committee of eminent Nigerians to mediate and resolve political tensions within the Rivers State government.
Listen to me now.
However, the session was not without moments of drama. There was a brief standoff when the senator representing Bayelsa West attempted to raise a point of order under Orders 133 and 135 of the Senate Standing Rules. Initially, the President of the Senate ruled him out of order, accusing him of attempting to derail proceedings, particularly after he had publicly opposed the emergency declaration. But after further deliberation, he was allowed to clarify his stance, insisting his concerns was simply about ensuring that due process was followed.
Yes. Let's not argue. If we argue, it won't be good for any of us. We are all distinguished people. You are a former governor, I'm a former governor. Please be seated. I watched you on television, and you said no matter what the Senate does, the Senate will never go with you. The Senate will not go with you.
The point of order I rose to address is to draw the attention of the presiding officer and our colleagues to the specific provisions of our rules. The proclamation has been read to us, and I wanted to draw your attention, Mr. President, respectfully, and the attention of all our colleagues to the specific provisions of our rules.
With the state of emergency now in effect, Governor Siminalayi Fubara remains effectively suspended alongside the House of Assembly in Rivers State. But the spotlight now shifts to the sole administrator to see how he will navigate a very delicate situation in search for peace and stability. One thing is clear, the National Assembly has taken a firm stance on the matter, setting the stage for the next chapter in Rivers State's political crisis. TVC TVC News, Abuja.
Wow, it just feels as if we are not hearing the end of that emergency rule declaration. Reactions are coming from all corners.
Yes, most definitely, because it is good what we are witnessing, because a lot of people thought the president wouldn't be able to get the backing of the National Assembly, and we had the House of Representatives, agreeing with the proclamation of the state of emergency, as well as the Senate. So that's a good one. Shows that everyone is in sync with the president, not just the president, but the National Executive Council. So what we need to see, because to be very frank and to be very blunt, the elders, leaders of Rivers State actually failed in ensuring that they achieve peace before the entire thing of proclamation of the state of emergency. Because how could you have a governor, a sitting governor, quote unquote emperor of the state, Rivers State in this case, overseeing or allowing something like as destruction or blowing of the pipeline, which is not just an asset to Rivers State, but the entire nation. So that is threatening the economy. When this administration came in, we were doing about 900,000 barrels per day, and from Rivers State, and then the president managed to, one way or the other, with all of these economic reforms, we got to 1,000. Is it 1,500, 1,600? In Rivers State, and now you are having someone attacking the national asset. No president, no government will watch that, to slip by without taking necessary action.
Well, concerning that, the good news is that the pipeline that was attacked is up and running already. It's up and running. And now, a lot of people said, we want to see the kind of political somersaults that will happen in the National Assembly, because looking at the House of Representatives and the Senate, APC doesn't have a comfortable two-thirds majority in both houses, but somehow they pulled it off. Somehow they pulled it off, and they got the ratification that they needed. That is like a seal, a final seal to it. And the thing that made me laugh was when the Senate president says you can decide to change your mind about this at any time, but not before 6 months.
Yes, of course, that's the Constitution. So a state of emergency cannot run beyond 6 months. Yeah. It's been, they've tried to do it before, talk about during the Jonathan administration, and the Senate got tired of it and like, no, listen, this has to stop. So it's one of the reasons why others are saying the state of emergency under a democratic setting, is not right. Even if you have to declare it, you have to go through the Constitution section 305, subsection, all of the sections under section 305. Others are also, quoting section 11, subsection 4. Bringing on different constitutional, bringing up constitution, quoting the constitutions just to advance their own, position. We saw the oppositions, coming together. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, the aggrieved El-Rufai, and so on and so forth, all coming together condemning what the president or what the presidency had done, regarding Rivers State. But people are asking them questions. So, are you expecting a president to sit by and the entire issue, the whole matter turns, completely 360, or let's say over his head, and then you will now start blaming the president for not taking action as and when due. Well, so he's done what he's done, and we see that, to my chagrin, Rivers State seems to be very calm. All the reports coming out from there also shows that Rivers people they're tired of all these brouhaha, all this olabalu coming out from the state. They want to see peace. They want to. They want to have good governance. Truth
about it is that Rivers State is populated more by people that are in business for themselves than civil servants. And people like that would want a peaceful atmosphere to do their business and feed their families. So before you rile up a state like that, it has to take a whole lot. All right.